Mallory O'Neill and Danielle Dodson join us in the Oklahoman's video studio this morning. Ladies, great to see you.
Great to see you.
If you have questions about what to do on St. Patrick's Day, I hear there's not going to be a parade this year. They have the answer. If you're wanting to know over spring break at the Mallory Gardens, we're going to talk about that as well. And Steve Blackmeyer in Thursday's editions of the Oklahoman mentioned the iconic flagpole in Bricktown and those gas lamps. Maybe a movement there. Mallory will talk about that. Guys, again, thanks so much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Well, let's launch right into St. Patrick's. I was out of town last weekend, and that's when it came out that, or perhaps it was out earlier than that, that there might not be a parade this year. It turns out there's not going to be a parade this year. However, as always, there are still events people can get into for St. Patrick's Day.
Yes. There's not going to be the OCD parade this year. Hopefully it'll be back next year just for a couple different reasons. Planned routes, it's got a little bit of a late start on recruiting some participants in it, and it's just been a tough time for some of that, but we still have a ton going on downtown for St. Patrick's Day.
That parade is huge every year. It seems like it is a really long parade.
It is, yeah. It's a long parade. It's been a really great tradition, and again, it's not permanently going away. It's just happened with some rapid growth happening in Bricktown right now. It's just a little difficult to navigate, and like I said, there's just multiple reasons as to why it didn't come back this year, but we're hoping it'll be back the following year, and instead of its place, there's a lot of great activities happening. So I
remember typically for the parade, or at least the last 2 or 3 years, I would walk down over to Tapworks, is kind of which is the sort of the finish line-ish area for that parade. And Tapworks is among the places that will have something this year.
Right, Tapworks will be hopping per usual. So they're having a huge block party outside on the parking lot east of the building, taking place really all day on the 17th, starting at noon, and there'll be live music.
Productivity on Friday in Oklahoma City
That's right.
May go down.
I know, when St. Patrick's Day lands on a Friday, it's like, ooh, you're asking for it. So it'll be fun, but live music, food trucks, great beer specials, drink specials. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
And McNally's too, right?
Yes, McNally's will be
and
kicking off.
Plaza Court, they're going to shut down like they usually do and have a big parking lot block party as well. And then right across the roundabout, Kong's Tavern is going to be, it's going to be like the second day open.
So that's the grand opening weekend for those guys.
It's their soft opening weekend. Their grand opening is going to be March 31st, but you can definitely get a taste of what they're going to have to offer the 16th for their soft opening, and then on St. Patrick's Day, they're going to have I think My So Cold Band is going to be there.
Always popular.
So yeah, it'll be good. So there is a lot happening downtown on St. Patrick's Day.
And Kong's is James Vu from La Braza, partnered up with the one of the chef owners from formerly Guernsey Park, maybe, for Kong's.
Yes.
Vuong Nguyen, I think, is his name.
That's it. Yes. That'll be cool. Exciting.
And then Mallory Gardens also has a ton of kids activities happening on the 17th too. So families and kids, that's a great spot. And then when the adults are ready to drink, they can head to Tapworks and all the other spots. So.
You know, Kool-Aid, water, things like that.
Right.
Well, good segue into the Mallory Gardens. Leslie Spears will be in next week to chat about that. But they have Adventure Week, right?
Yes, Adventure Week is going to be the 13th through the 17th.
Is that like Tarzan swinging through the Mallory Gardens or something?
Every day they're going to have a different theme. So you can see Monday is the Myriad Science Day, so you're going to get to learn about
weird science.
all different things. I hear they're going to have an inflatable colon, and like you can play with some bugs maybe.
Did not see that coming.
And fake snow activities. There's going to be indoor and outdoor activities. You don't have to go every day, but it's $13 a day if you're a member, and adults get in free if you're a member. If you're not a member, don't worry, you can still go. $18 a day for children and $8 for adults. So, and lots of different activities. There's even going to be improv lessons on Thursday, which I think if I had a kid, that's the one I would send them to, because the theatrical would be really fun.
That would be great to watch. Now, have you guys ever done improv?
No, but I love going to it.
I love to watch it, but me personally, I would just freak out and but it's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Tuesday, I believe, we will be out at the Mallory Gardens. You saw on the graphic there, the Touch a Truck, which is an opportunity for the kiddos to see dump trucks, fire trucks. I'm not sure all the trucks they'll have out there, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's great.
Lots of fun.
All right, so that's coming up at the Mallory Gardens. More information, by the way, of the things we're talking about today at DowntownOKC.com. We mentioned St. Patrick's Day. We mentioned Adventure Week in the Gardens. Urban Neighbors has something coming up this month, as they always do. Danielle, tell us a little bit about Urban Neighbors. I think that's a pretty cool organization.
Yeah, it's a neighborhood, basically, association for people who live downtown. If you're a business downtown, you can also join at a higher level. But it's a great place. They have a monthly social where you can just meet your neighbors, talk to your neighbors, talk about what's going on in the community. I know at last month's we discussed the bond issue, so like what was important to us as residents in downtown. So it's good to stay in the know, and we have really great speakers that come out. Steve Blackmeyer's been out and talks. But I think my favorite thing about Urban Neighbors is that they have a community garden. So if you participate and you work in their community garden throughout the year, then you get to take home all the produce or whatever that you've worked in.
And that's that. Where is that at?
That is on Park in Midtown. It's just behind Fassler Hall and right adjacent to the dog park.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and they have their kickoff weekend is this weekend. So if you're interested in joining or interested in participating in the gardens, their like kickoff garden weekend is Saturday at 10.
Should be a good weekend for that.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful weather.
Huh, that's really cool. I'm sure some of the things that they have discussed, as we mentioned last time, the quiet zone, which has gone into effect.
Yes.
Well done, whoever's behind that.
A lot of people behind it, but yes, it's been awesome. We've heard a lot of positive feedback from it this last week being in place. It's really great.
Well, as a downtown resident, I can tell you,
been having
I'm
some peaceful nights
how
sleep.
well it has worked.
Yeah, it is. It's been great.
And there was nothing ever against the train horn. The whole beep beep would have been fine. It was,
it's the beep, beep, beep,
yes.
beep. Yeah.
So hopefully that works out well across
Yeah.
the board, but that is in place, and it has been a nice change. Yeah. All right, you guys have an ongoing artist invitational, but there's an approaching deadline for that.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, the deadline is March 15th, so next Wednesday. And this is the first year that we've made this call for artists and for art open to the public. Usually we've sent it out to a select number of artists. So this is open to anyone who has a vision for art downtown to improve a space, to bring light to a space that maybe people aren't used to visiting. And it doesn't have to just be murals. A lot of people.
I was about to say, in what different ways could that be?
Yeah, a lot of people think, oh, public art downtown is mural based, but it doesn't.
Be an octopus.
Yeah, which we love murals. We're big fans of murals, but there are different ways. So coming up is Amanda Zoe's Wild Illuminate. Her opening reception is March 22nd, and she was awarded one of these opportunities to install her art, and it's going to be a light box. So it's going to project kind of light onto the wall, and it's going to be a different way to experience art than what we're used to. And I think it'll catch a lot of people's eyes, being on the upper level and then walking down. And then you might be familiar also with Adam Landman's Skyline Timeline.
Yeah, outside the OCU Law School.
Yeah, on the West Plaza. That was a artist invitational project, and then also the basketball court, if you're familiar with the contained aesthetics that was growing up
along the fence or the
on
perimeter
the fence
there.
of it. Yeah, it was like a fiber installation that looked like flowers that were going up a vine. So that's a different way. And then also there was a mural, the temporary kind of installation of the Thunder mural by Dusty Gilpin was also one of the artists. Yeah.
So Amanda's deal, as you mentioned, will be along the Bricktown Canal. Is that right?
Yeah, it's taking place. The installation is going to be on the canal level underneath the Oklahoma Bridge is where that light box is being installed. So
cool.
It's very cool. Yeah, we're excited for that. That's coming up on the 22nd at 9 a.m. So we'll be out there kicking it off, and then we'll have the Holy Rollers will be there with free donuts and coffee. So.
Free donuts and coffee, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, if you don't love the art, come out for the free donuts and coffee too. But it's a package deal. It's great. So.
Well, speaking of Bricktown, and Danielle mentioned Steve Blackmeyer earlier, he had an article again in today's editions of the Oklahoman about some changes in Bricktown, the flagpole that everybody sees when they are in Bricktown. Look at that footage from Greg Singleton.
Look at that.
Along with those gas lamps
Look at
there.
That
But
gas lamp.
there are some changes happening there, right?
Yes. So about a year and a half ago, we started some projects with the city with some TIF funding. There was 2 phases. The first phase was focusing on the canal, improving some pavers, walkways, painting all the railing. So that happened last summer, and the canal is looking great from those updates. The second part of that phase of TIF funding was removal of the gas lamps. So we're going to see that happen pretty soon.
Do these work?
They do not. So they are, and actually they're natural gas, and they haven't worked in probably over a decade.
Or a decade, okay.
I hate to say that, but yeah, for a long time they haven't worked. And the cost to refurbish those or to convert them into electrical lighting is just far exceeds just removal of those and then look at some new additional lighting. So we're going to get those out and then hopefully
So is that
move
the
forward.
plan, remove the gas lamps?
Yeah, the plan right now is just to remove the gas lamps since they're not providing any additional lighting anyways. A couple of them are, they've been there for so long, some are in bad shape and they're a little unstable. So removing those and then always looking in the future to adding some additional lighting to the district.
You can see the construction there in the footage. We were talking about the parade earlier, but there is some construction going on because of the streetcar, I guess, down in the Bricktown area.
Yeah, we have, there's 3 sites. We're lucky enough to have Bricktown as the first location, first district that's having majority of the streetcar construction. So we're starting there. We have 3 stops right now that are under construction. So there is a lot on Sheridan, Joe Carter, and Reno. All 3 locations are happening. And then we just have a lot of construction happening on East Sheridan with the growth and development. So it's all really exciting stuff. It's a little difficult to navigate right now. It's still doable, but just part of growing pains. So. And
I guess it's hard to put a hotel where a big flagpole is. Is
yes.
that kind of the gist behind got to move that?
Yes, it is. So we are very, very excited. The Renaissance Hotel was proposed to Bricktown Urban Design Committee yesterday and approved. So a 182-room Renaissance Hotel is coming to the corner of Oklahoma and Sheridan. It's a beautiful project. We're really excited to see it come. It is a small surface parking lot, so they need every inch of space that they have over there. So we will be removing the Bricktown flagpole, some memorial bricks, and then a few of the benches that sit around that area. Okay. And we're just moving those to a new location. So we're in the process of determining that new spot. The flagpole is not going to go away. That's not our plan.
Right outside your office at Leadership Square.
Hey, that's a good idea. Yeah, we could do that. So we're working on that process. The flagpoles, the plan is for it not to go away, just be in a new spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So among the changes happening in downtown and in Bricktown, before we got started, you mentioned an event you might be participating in this weekend, the Caffeine Crawl. That sounds interesting.
Yes, Caffeine Crawl is this Saturday. I think there's still tickets available at caffeinecrawl.com, and lots of downtown stops on it. Clarity Coffee, Elemental, Slingers, Coffee Slingers is going to be on there, and then Junction, they don't have a permanent spot, but they're here like 3 or 4 times a week downtown, so I kind of consider them part of it. They're going to have
drive by Kerr Park, I'm like, yep, there they are.
Yeah, so there's going to be 7 different routes, but there's only 1 route left, and it's a driving route, and it'll go from Edmond all the way to Norman of different coffee stops. It's like a half-day trip. We're going to be all wired up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Taking out all that caffeine.
It'll be fun though.
Cool. But among the various events and activities that may be happening in the downtown area this weekend. Sure. All right, ladies, again, more information can be found on their website at downtownkc.com. Sign up for their email newsletter as well. It has just a ton of information in it every week. Great to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Good job here today. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you.